when you look at yourself in the mirror, who do you see? You think you are that person in the mirror, but you are not that person in the mirror. You're not that face that you see in the mirror. You're actually the light in which the whole experience is appearing. The light where you can see the mirror, you can see the you looking at the mirror, and you can see the face in the mirror, the whole experience. You are that. It's just that you think you're living in a body and you're living that experience of being a person. So that face you see is not really you. It's just a reflection. And the same thing goes for everyone you meet. Because suddenly, in a non-dual experience, they are not other people really. They are another reflection of yourself. And this, understood correctly, can be one of the most transformative things in your life. And this is going to piss off a lot of people. But the longer it takes you to realize this, the harder your life is going to be. So at least just listen to me and consider this. Because we normally think people are separated thing from us. Like they have nothing to do. You go into the street and you find this mean neighbor or person and you think, wow, that person was rude. But you try to improve yourself. You try to escape your life in so many ways and run away out of idiot people or things like that. But actually, it's the other way around, the way you escape, in the sense, the way you become free from all these negative emotions, from all this loneliness, from all this suffering, from all this fear, from all this worry, from all this situation. Instead of running away from it, is just realize what is behind the eyes of that person you're looking at. And you will see, like when you look at yourself in the mirror. Have you ever done it? If not, please do it. Look yourself in the mirror, directly in your eyes. Stare at your eyes profoundly for a few moments. And you're going to notice something strange. You cannot see yourself really. You look directly in the mirror, but there is something else. And you start noticing that. Well, the same thing happens when you look at other people, because these other people are just another reflections of yourself. As much as we won't like to admit that, because some people are cute, some people are nice to you, and some people are loving, but some other are not. But this is an important opportunity for you to realize that if you cannot see truth, you cannot see the light, the divinity in others, you will never see it in yourself. Do you understand how powerful that is? It's groundbreaking, because we normally tend to you yourself become better or be happy and something like that. But there's no chance that you achieve that alone. At least thinking yourself as one isolated being that is doing that, is becoming happier. You cannot really. But you can profoundly transform your life by seeing differently at other people. So instead of seeing them as separated people, try to look through their eyes. Try to see the light of the awareness of the presence that is also in yourself when you look yourself in the mirror. And yet, these whole characters, like the character you're living in, they have this whole theatrical, contextual story and all that. But can you see beyond that? Because if you're still in the story, you cannot realize that you're in a theater. So you need to question it. For a second, you have to contextualize your opinions about anyone you see. And you see them first before imposing on them your opinion or your memories or your conditioning. See them clearly as presence. And if you do so, you start realizing that whatever you give to them, you're giving it to yourself. And that's the reason why your life can be very miserable. You can own all the prizes in the world. You can own all the money. You can all the symbols that you think they're going to make you happy. You can own all that and still be miserable if you don't get this idea. Everyone you meet is a different version of yourself. And not yourself as the person you think you are. In order to understand this, you need to transcend who you think you are in terms of your name, in terms of your body, have to start assuming, to go to a more primal level of serving and directly experiencing. Again, not just others, also yourself. Also, you think you are the body, you think you're trapped in this, you have this story, you need this to be happy, you need this, you need that. But that's actually not true. That's just another character in the movie. So there are two ways of realizing this. One way, it is to actually just go about your day, and whenever you stare at someone, see the light behind their eyes. Not the person, not the context, not what you think about them, not what they do, but what they are. See what they are beyond that disguise as a person. And if you are able to see that and to see the divinity, the light in them, the purity, the innocence, you will start awakening it in yourself. Because you cannot think differently from yourself than you think for others. Meaning that if you're going around thinking bad about people, you cannot think better about yourself. It doesn't really happen. You may pretend that you're fine, but you're not. If you're hating other people, you're hating yourself at the same time. It's that sword in two directions. So what the experiment that I'm suggesting you is to, what every face you see today is like a face in the mirror. You're looking in the mirror, and your job is try to see what happens if you lighten it up. Try to see what happens if you just make them feel the moment as real, make them awake. And you will find that you just awake by doing so. Another way of doing this is actually by meditating and finding in yourself, seeing yourself beyond your mind, beyond everything, and finding that light, that divinity, that innocence in yourself. And then you will inevitably see it in others. Because you cannot really make a distinction between you and others. And all your ego, all your suffering is based actually on that distinction. So test it and let me know. I know some people are going to disagree strongly with this, but this is not about thinking, this is about doing. So give it a try. Let me know.